Today we're going to talk about all the different needs and necessities for off-road vehicles. So we're going to talk about which vehicle does what and better, and what's the capability, and we're going to talk about weights, ground clearance, tire size, and what all this means for an off-road vehicle. So let's get started. So we're going to start with utility first. When you buy an off-road vehicle, chances are pretty good this is going to be your daily vehicle also. And because it's a daily vehicle, you need it to be able to do the things that you want it to do. So for me, I need utility. And that's why I bought a Toyota Tacoma, because it had a truck bed that I can have a lot of utility use out of it, and it can haul my RV. Now, I know I have an RV that's only 3,500 pounds, and technically a Ford Bronco can haul my RV because it's 3,500 pounds towing capacity. But utility on the Bronco, it's not going to do it. If I towed my RV with a Ford Bronco, it would scare the hell out of me driving it down the road. So Ford Bronco was not the vehicle for what my utility needs are. Now, like I said, my RV is 3,500 pounds. My Tacoma, I want to say the towing capacity was like 6,400 pounds. And this is a great number matching up. You need a lot more towing capacity than your RV size, or else your RV is going to be, swinging down the road. It's going to scare the hell out of you. So whenever you see this capacity for towing capacity, take that with a grain of salt, because you need more towing capacity than the vehicle that you're hauling. Now, let's get to off-roading capabilities. So if you look at like Ford Bronco, Jeep Wrangler, or Jeep Gladiator, or the Toyota Tacoma, the Land Rover. Now, I'm going to put quotes on that because, my personal opinion, you want a vehicle that's reliable. So I'm not even going to be talking about Land Rover on this episode. And I'm going to leave out Subaru also, because Subaru doesn't have a low transfer case, and whenever you do really detailed, deep off-roading, you really need a transfer case to get that low range, because you need a lot of control when you're going off-roading. So those are the two vehicles I'm leaving out of this conversation. Now, let's talk about capability. Trucks like the Gladiator and the Tacoma, they're going to have longer wheelbases. That's the biggest downfall with those. And that longer wheelbase is going to give you a worse breakover angle. And that worse breakover angle is, it's not good. Now, Tacoma has a little bit of a benefit on this, because Tacoma is a little bit shorter on the wheelbase, and it weighs a lot less than the Gladiator. So it's like 500 pounds less weight. So because of that, it kind of has a little bit better benefit of just sliding over obstacles. So I'll give Tacoma a little win for that, because that's why I bought it, of course. Now, let's talk about the SUV models, the Bronco, the Wrangler. If you don't need the utility, those are the best vehicles. And of course, the two-door versions are even better because of the short wheelbase. Now, I want to take that with a grain of salt on that too, because short wheelbases are great for flat rock crawling, but when you're going up hills, sometimes the longer wheelbase is better. So just remember that, when you're going up really steep hills, sometimes the Jeep Gladiator might be a better vehicle for going up those steep hills. Now, for the rest of the capabilities, we're going to compare Gladiator or the Wrangler and Gladiator, Jeep World, to Tacoma. Gladiator and Jeep wins us by far. You can put a big tire under the wheel well. It's easy. It's not a fight where a Tacoma, you're going to fight to put a 32-inch tire under it. If you put a 33-inch tire under it, you're really going to be fighting. So it's just a lot harder to put a big tire under a Tacoma. Now, there is a gray area on this. Because the Tacoma weighs 500 pounds less than the Jeep Gladiator, you take the weight into consideration related to tire size. So if you have less weight by a percentage, then you can actually take your tire size down in the same percentage and equal the same amount of off-road capability. So when you take those into consideration, the Tacoma with 32-inch tires is equal to a Jeep Gladiator with 33-inch tires. Now I know I'm going to get a lot of comments on that. They're going to say, no, it's not true. It's true. I've done this. I've tested my Tacoma out there against Gladiators with the tires, and it's true. The competition of it, what it's doing, it's about the same as a 33-inch tire to a 32-inch tire on a Tacoma. Now, when it comes to other capabilities, Wrangler, like I said, you can put a big tire on it. Bronco, you can put a pretty big tire on it. If you go off-roading, especially in mud, you're going to want to hit the gas. And if you have a big tire and you didn't change those gears over, then you're going to blow up your gears. So just be very careful on that. Don't put 38-inch tires on a vehicle and not change your gears. Go through the mud and hit the gas, because if one of those tires catches while you're in the mud, it's going to tear your entire gears out of your truck. So just keep that in mind. Now, you can put big tires on, a Jeep Wrangler and not worry about it if you are not, flooring it. You're going rock crawling and you're, babying it over the rocks like you should be doing, then you really don't have to worry about the gear ratio, because you're rolling it over the rocks the correct way. I don't want to advise you not to get gears, because lower gears are always better, but it's not always, always a necessity to do that. So I think that's a good summary. In my world, what I needed was a vehicle that can do the utility of a truck. I needed to be able to haul my RV, and I wanted to be able to do off-roading. Now, the Tacoma did this pretty like a medium on every single category, so it met the needs that I had. And daily driving, it's a good medium number, and that's the reason why I bought it. And that's why, when you look out there, Tacoma is a high, best-selling vehicle out there for trucks. So that's the reason why Tacoma is so big out there. It's a good mid category for all these pieces. So I think that's all I need to talk about this. Again, if you like what we're doing, please subscribe, because you all make it happen.